Hello and welcome back to Remember the Flowers. We'll be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after Cyrus got his memories and he got his new axiom. And needless to say, it was all a very big ordeal, but always to the rescue. Aaron was there to, I guess, sort of comfort Cyrus and to sort of tell him, like, hey, you're not alone anymore. You have some new friends who are willing to, help, in this trying time. So yeah, and it was all very nice and whatnot, but apparently Cyrus also has some information about what happened to Xavier, but he has not revealed it yet. Now, this particular, I hesitate to call it chapter, it's an interlude. It's in between. It's not an actual chapter, and it's going to be short, obviously. Well, shorter-ish. It might be about the same length, but we'll see. But yeah, we're gonna get to see some interesting interactions between Cyrus and somebody that a little bit antagonistic with him, and we're gonna get a little surprise towards the end. Also, if you stick around towards the very end of the video, hopefully by the time that this releases it'll be done, but you should see something new. Obviously, am referring to something that you guys are aware of, but it's a surprise for Orion at least. But yeah, so don't skip towards the end of the video yet, please. It actually hurts the video. But yeah, just wait until the end, okay? Anyways, but yeah, so let's begin the interlude. A few days have gone by since I settled in the underground base. For the most part, everything's been rather quiet. I've seen the crew in passing now and then. Since they don't live here, I guess I shouldn't expect to see them all the time. I messaged Vita the other night about the device that was in the back of my head. I'm not entirely sure what it was, but I do know that it exploded. It's been years. Maybe it was a tracker of some kind or an emergency kill switch. Whatever it is, the shock of the explosion is probably the cause of my amnesia. There's definitely still some bits in there. I want to get them all out in case that anything could track me. Despite the urgency, Vita wasn't able to operate until today. They said that there was some supplies that they needed to make sure that it went smoothly. Hope it does. I want to put current as far behind me as possible. Or rather, resume, I guess. I slide on my axiom to read my previous messages with Vita. They said that they can do it today at 10 a.m., so in about 15 minutes. I continue my walk through the many halls of the base. This has been the only exercise that I've had as of late, but it's not bad. I've gotten lost once or twice, but I think I'm figuring it out now. A couple of times I came across people I've never met. Most of them were nice, some skeptical. They were curious, though. I always had to introduce myself. A lynx came up behind me and pulled my hair yesterday. They didn't think it was real. It's a bit off-putting, but I've been through worse. I turn the corner to the break room and grab some water. After so many surgeries, I've learned to stay hydrated beforehand. My axiom beeps. It's Vita. They say that they're ready to go now. I chug my water and head down to the old medical ward. Vita has me sit in the same spot as the other day, but not before handing me a cup of tea. How long have you been out of Resume? About a week and a half, I think. That's a pretty long time. If the device in your head left some kind of tracker, I'm sure that they would have discovered you by now. They put on a pair of rubber gloves. Even so, better safe than sorry. Agreed. How do you want to do this, though? I have some special equipment in the corner we'll use, tailor-made for residents such as ourselves. Vita slides on their axiom. They type slowly. I'm having the dragon come over soon. He knows more about their tech than I do. Ring, right? Vita nods. When you finish your tea, we can get started. Vita, it's still boiling hot. Did I stutter? Can you even do that with your throat replacement? I can give you one if you want to find out. I start sipping the tea a little faster. I know it doesn't hurt, but I'd rather not kill my taste buds, thank you. Vita has me sit in a strange-looking chair. It almost looks like a throne, with weird protrusions along the back. I know it's been a while, but we're going to use your ports during the surgery. I start to stretch my back, popping some of my spine. How do you want to handle the anesthetic, or lack thereof? Vita sighs through their nose. I know you can't feel pain, but I will strap your legs and arms down during the process. That makes sense. Don't want any random spasms. Indeed. I have to say it is refreshing to work with someone so experienced. It's probably a good thing you don't come across people like me very often. Vita nods solemnly. Shall we get started then, Cyrus Cantwell? I make my way to the chair, stripping off my shirt. Sure, hopefully this is one of the last procedures I have this century. I'll make sure to make it as comfortable as possible. I appreciate it, Doctor. I carefully sit down in the strange-looking chair. Vita straps my legs and arms to the wooden frame. How's that? For being tied down, not too bad. Good. I'll insert the serum now. By all means. It's a new formula that I came up with. This is the treatment that we're going to have you start regardless. They put in the first tube. Now that's a feeling I'll never forget. Cool and thick liquid being pumped directly into my back. The goal is to jumpstart your bodily functions to operate naturally again. They stunted your growth in order to keep you at your prime for as long as possible. Vita inserts the second and third tubes. It tingles, but that's about it. It feels kind of good, familiar even. If you're lucky, you'll be able to go on living the rest of your natural life. That is, if you maintain treatment for the years to come. Whatever you say, Doc. You truly are strange, Cyrus Cantwell. Don't I know it? Vita starts to slowly lean me back. The tubes start to retract enough so that I'm sitting somewhat comfortably against this contraption of a chair. Vita has me look down before parting the hair on the back of my head. Near the skin, there's definitely signs of infection and abscesses. I'm sure my hair got tangled up in there while I was healing, which doesn't help. I see. I'll need to shave some of this off in order to get started. Be careful, it took me years to grow it this long. I'll see what I can do. Vita uses scissors to cut away the clumps of tangled hair surrounding the area. Tricky. I don't want to disturb the infections, but I'll need to shave it down somehow. Just do what you gotta do, I guess. Vita doesn't reply as they cut away more. After a few minutes, I hear an electric razor start. It honestly is a bit bittersweet to lose some of my hair. It's grown on me. Literally. I breathe through my nose as Vita tilts my head down further. They carefully rub the exposed skin with what I assume is some kind of alcohol. Stay still. I'm going to cut into the skin now. It's been a while since a surgery made me unsure. I don't remember the last time I've gotten an infection. I can tell that they pierced the skin by the feeling of something viscous and warm dripping down my neck, slowly trailing down my back. The stench of rotting skin and fermented pus soon hits my nose. My eyes water and my stomach churns. I'm glad that you let me know about all of this. Who knows what would have happened if we left it like this? Is it really that bad? Shh, I need to focus. I spread my hands out in silent protest. You were the one who started this conversation. Besides the sound of clumpy pus dripping down my back, it's pretty quiet. Eventually, I can feel them digging under my skin. Ever so often, I hear a metal clink behind me. Must be pulling out the machine bits now. My head starts to get woozy as Vita continues digging. Pain or not, my brain is registering some sort of discomfort over being prodded at. Eventually, I hear the door open. Who is that? Vita doesn't respond, just keeps my head down.
Hey Vita, you in here?
I can hear Vita exhale loudly. Yes, I am behind the curtain. I'm kind of busy. Come back later. I am almost done.
I'm busy later. You told me to come here at this time anyway. What are you even doing in here? It reeks.
I can hear him open the curtain behind me. Vita stops working for a moment. It's uncomfortably quiet now. Hello? The sound of a half-dragon expelling everything from his stomach fills the room before he runs out and slams the door shut. At the very least, he covered up the stench of the pus. It does turn my stomach, making me spit up in my lap. For fuck's sake. I try to spit out everything. You're telling me. Vita cleans everything up before finishing up the surgery. They weren't kidding. It was pretty much done when Ring showed up. Afterwards, I sit up on the bed by the desk again, sipping some more tea. They sewed the wound shut rather well. I move my hands to feel the shaved part of my head. The sutures are cleanly lined up. Damn, Doc, for someone without a degree, you did quite well with these. I've unfortunately had a lot of practice. I just wish the dragon waited a bit longer. Speaking of... Vita takes their axiom out once more and clumsily types on it. I'll never get used to this thing. Soon after, Ring appears. I almost don't recognize him. Must be because his hair's down.
Are you done yet?
Yes, took a while to clean up everything, though.
You should have warned me.
What do you think it means when a doctor is busy behind a curtain?
Anyway.
The dragon rolls his eyes before locking them on me. He looks a bit stunned and doesn't say anything for a moment. Hey, you...
What?
He already looks annoyed. You were staring at me.
Lucky you. What'd you want me to look at, Vita?
Vita takes off their surgical mask before grabbing the items in question. These were embedded in Cyrus's skull. We just want to make sure that there's nothing to worry about. Ring looks at them before looking towards me, more specifically, the side of my head. His expression softens for a moment. He then ties his hair back and sits down with a tray of bits and pieces. I try playing with the sutures, but Vita quietly smacks my hand away. Stop it. Sorry. Ring is focusing on one piece in particular. It's bigger than the rest. What's wrong?
Well, it definitely doesn't have any way to get a signal anymore, but it's possible there's some data in this chip.
Data? What the hell did they put in his head?
An old way they used to track an ID residence.
And why did it explode?
No idea. I assume because he got far enough away from the active facilities. Probably an obsolete security measure.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. That was a surgery that I had when I still got anesthesia. Never really knew much about it though.
Well, it wasn't used much as far as I know. We might be able to get some information from this. Data can track us. I'd say we're in the clear.
Ring pulls his hair down before taking out his axiom and digitizing the bits and pieces.
I assume it's alright for me to take these.
You already did.
Thank you for your services as usual, Vita.
Ring says sarcastically.
Speaking of...
His attention turns towards me again.
How are you doing, Cyrus?
He's not looking at me when he asks. Well, you know, still alive, I guess. That's something. He looks like he's struggling to ask something.
We haven't seen each other much since you got here. Been kinda busy at home. Do you remember everything?
I do, yeah. Ring looks at me for a moment before shutting his eyes.
You got your axiom right.
Yeah, right here. I lift my arm up to show him. He looks at it with some scrutiny.
I've never seen that model before. Axel gave it to you?
Oh, right. He wanted this one. Yeah, Aaron gave it to me a few days ago. Ring's eyes go wide.
He really told you his name, huh?
He did.
Let me register myself in your axiom.
Ring sits next to me and pulls up his own axiom screen before gesturing for me to do the same. I pull it up to show him. I can tell from his expression that he knows exactly what my axiom is now.
That's the model he gave you?
He's trying, but failing to suppress a growl. I don't know how I'm supposed to calm him down. Yeah, he said it'd be a good fit for me. To my surprise, Ring just rolls his eyes instead of pressing it further.
I knew he was corny, but this is ridiculous.
What do you mean?
Here, slide to the ID screen. Since we have our axioms on next to each other, we can add each other like this.
Oh, okay. Not long after, I see Ring's no. What's this? Is this your profile?
Yes, it is. If you tell anyone my name, I will kill you.
Vita interjects from the other side of the room. I'm sure Titania would take that well.
Shut up, or you'll join him.
Vita sips their tea quietly in response.
I don't know much about this model, but I can try to help if you need anything.
Sure, I appreciate it.
Anyway, please just call me Ring outside of the base. I don't like telling my name for a reason.
I think he's being sincere. I will do my best. Should I make a code name for myself?
Wouldn't hurt, but I wouldn't be surprised if it takes a while before you're allowed to be on your own. You need to rest up.
Don't worry, that's all I've been doing as of late. Ring gets up.
Good. I need to get back home. I got a repair call earlier that I want to take care of.
I'll see you around then. The dragon nods before making his way out of the room, much more eloquently this time around. He seems nice. Right. How many days have I been stuck in this shithole? 3? 4? I don't even remember at this point. It's all blending together. Just a lot of drinking and pissing. Not much else. Not like I could do anything if I tried. Finally found a bar that let a bum like me in. It's pretty grimy, but at this point, I'll take what I can get. I swirl my 5th bottle of beer in my hand. It's murky and brown, not very appetizing. Doesn't taste good either, but it's all I can afford. Wait, can I afford it? I pilfer through my pockets. My swollen eye makes it hard to navigate. Fuck me, they even took what little cash I had on me. Hey barkeep, mind if I start a tab? I think I left my wallet at home. Are you serious? I don't want that expired shit on my sales record. Just take it and be quiet about it. I lazily gesture my bottle to him. Cheers, then. He doesn't even look at me as I drink his rotten inventory. Guess I don't blame him. Doubt I'm fun to look at right now. Looking around the dingy establishment, my gaze eventually stops on a framed mirror on the wall. How tacky. I raise my paw to my ear. Looks like I'm missing another chunk. Oh well, doesn't hurt anymore at least. I stupidly try to inspect my puffed up eye. Even just grazing it makes me breathe hard through my teeth. Fuck, that hurts. It crosses my mind that I could pour some of this piss in a bottle on it. It has to have some alcohol, right? Nah, it'd probably just get even more infected. I was staying the night in Greenard before making my way back to Tunisia to buy some stuff. Made it to Dormwich today thinking it would be a lot more bearable without Schmidt skulking around. Still can't believe those bastards set me up like that. Clement is probably living it up after getting away, taking everything from me in turn. I wasn't able to contact him before those goons jumped me and took all my shit. Them and their ugly-ass uniforms. Didn't even say a word, they just dropped me to the ground, hard. When I woke up, I could barely see anything out of my left eye. All I had left on me were my clothes and a small pistol. They took my axiom and rifle too. And here I thought my life couldn't get any lower. At least I can try to drink it all away. Definitely a healthy way to cope with everything. I downed my bottle, nearly slamming it against the bar once I finish it. If you leave a dent, I'll kick your ass. I'm sure you will. Can I get another? Whatever, man. He slides one across the bar. I'm so plastered I actually fall off the stool trying to grab it. For fuck's sake, that's it, I'm cutting you off. I'll throw the rest of it away. I'm flat on the ground again. The ceiling looks hazy. I just breathe through my nose. Everything feels numb again. Is it even worth going on anymore? I'm not even sure if I want to go through the trouble of drinking through my depression again. I slowly sit up, looking around as if I just woke up. I wonder how Cyrus is doing. But Razum is treating him like royalty. He just has to do a surgery now and then, and gets to do whatever he wants. I wish I was born a carrier. Sounds like a sweet deal to me. Although, if my parents didn't even want me, doubt someone else would either. I must be drunk if I'm thinking about them, whoever they are. Cyrus was able to remember some stuff about his parents. They must have meant a lot to him. Who am I kidding? They're probably torturing him as we speak. Those ports on his back led me to believe that he's been through extensive body modifications. He was a lot more important than they told me. And they still had the nerve to take everything from me. I should have just taken him and ran. I get myself back on my feet, but not before stumbling. Where the hell did that bottle go? I find it knocked over on the floor. It takes all my concentration to not fall over before picking it up. To my surprise, someone else picks it up before I can grab it. Wow. People still drink this stuff? Back off, it's mine. Trust me, I'm not interested whatsoever. Here, I'll even open it for you. Without any effort, the stranger pops open the bottle on the side of the bar. Didn't even leave a scratch. It takes a moment before I can see this guy clearly. Looks like a weasel or ferret. I can never tell the difference. He's wearing an expensive-looking outfit, complete with a jacket and nice pants. Wait, is that a pocket watch on his jacket? Who uses those anymore? My name's Artemis. The pleasure is mine, Mr. Krager. I start to sober up. Look, I'm really not in the mood for a fight. I don't have any money or valuables. Artemis chuckles. That already makes me want to clock him. I think you're misunderstanding me. I actually came to return something to you. Yeah, right. You really are as abrasive as they say. Glad our informants aren't completely useless. He's not very good at hiding his disdain, but that might be what he's going for. The weasel has a pretentious aura around him. What is it that you want from me? That all depends on what you're willing to do. From what I know of you, you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, you can have this back. He fishes out something out of his coat pocket. I nearly jump when he pulls out my axiom out. Where did you get that? From some subordinates that I recently fired. I assume you want it back? I don't need to be completely sober to figure out what he just said. This guy is from Resume, and I'm guessing a higher up. He certainly looks slimy enough to work for them. Alright, what's going on here? I've had it up to here with you people. And who could blame you? As I said, I've already let go of the members who assaulted you. I offer my deepest apologies. Artemis lowers his head while offering my axiom. His heart rate is pretty calm. I don't think he's trying to set me up. I quickly snatch it from him and set it back on my arm. I'm thankful that it turns on without a problem. Disregarding the weasel for a moment, I flip through the screens. Yep, money's still there. He wasn't lying to me. Alright, now tell me what you really want. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Resume right now. Again, who could blame you? I assure you that I come with answers to everything that's happened as of late. Right. How did you even know where to find me? Like I said, our informants aren't entirely useless. We figured you wouldn't have gotten far without your axiom. I huff in annoyance. You gonna tell me what's been going on? Absolutely. I believe there was a misunderstanding. Or rather, there better be a misunderstanding. His voice trails off into something that I can only describe as cold. I should attempt to take him seriously. Meaning? Do you recognize any of these people? That's a nice effect. He pulls out his fancy schmancy axiom. It projects pictures very clearly. Clear enough that I can easily make out Aaron and Kanto. Seeing them is enough to get my hackles up, and a growl escapes my throat. Where was this taken? I take it you're familiar then? Of course I am. That fat piece of shit threw me out while that smarmy dragon only laughed. What, was that stupid bitch who blew her arm off not around? I can still remember their faces as they threw me out of the in-vehicle, leaving me practically naked and alone to fend for myself. Please calm yourself, Mr. Krager. I just need to confirm some information. Is that right? What then? He raises his brow at me. I think he rolls his eyes before continuing. I take it you're not on good terms? Fuck no. That makes my job easier. I'm not sure if you're picking up on it, but I'm a recruitment officer for Resume, specifically for the militia we're building. Great. Now if I don't follow along, you'll have me killed for knowing classified information. Hopefully we won't need to resort to something so savage. I promise that if you hear me out, we won't hold it against you if you decline. Decline what exactly? I want you to come work for us. Now it's my turn to roll my eyes. And why would I do that? Why wouldn't you? All you have to do is give us your information on this Aaron and Kanto, along with your experiences in this shit stain of a resistance, and you'll be rewarded handsomely. My fur starts to settle back down. I know what these fuckers are capable of. I want Aaron and the rest of them to get some payback for what they've done. And yet, I look away for a moment to think. Artemis keeps going. Cyrus Cantwell was taken by them. That gets me to whip my head back. Seriously? Indeed, Clement was killed in the process. In fact, that's why his group attacked you. They thought that you were part of an elaborate setup to help Aaron's faction. As if I'd help. That gives me confidence that you're just what we're looking for. I've heard you have quite a keen nose. Probably would work a lot more if it wasn't smashed in. I am deeply sorry for that. As an act of goodwill, we can go to the hospital in Tunisia. I will personally pay for your medical bills, no strings attached. I'm still hesitating to accept him on his word alone. He gave me my axiom back, but that was mine to begin with. I shouldn't thank him for something like that. My throbbing eye almost begs me to accept the offer, though. We'll talk more at the hospital then. Happy to be of service, Mr. Krager. Just call me Lance. To be continued. Ooh, Lance. Come on. There we go. So, as you can see, Lance is back in the picture. Unfortunately, he's probably going to be back in a bad guy capacity, at least as far as we know. He does seem to have a bit of, what's the word? He seems to be a bit concerned with what's gonna happen to, Cyrus, because, like, as soon as they mention Cyrus, he's like, wait, he has him? Ah, look! Yay! I'm on the screen. Hee 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 hee. Okay, full disclosure, Orion had said that I might end up on the thing, but since it didn't happen the previous time, I was like, oh, it's okay if it doesn't happen. But I did, yay! Anyways, but yeah. This bad guy. Oh, also, thanks to Orion, obviously, of course, for doing the voice of Ring, and he's gonna be doing the voice of Ring from now on. And the little surprise that I did promise will come after I finish, talking. Don't worry. Obviously, it's an outro, but, it's you'll see. But anyways, but yeah. So anyways, what do you think Lance is gonna end up doing? Do you think he's going to accept just to try to get revenge on Eren and Kanto and Rose? Or do you think he's going to do it just to get, something out of it? Because he did seem a little concerned that Eren and the group had Cyrus. Either he's concerned or he's at least like, oh, wait, Resume doesn't have him. That's good. Because to me, it would seem like it's good. But we'll have to see. Anyway, so, I guess, thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Remember the Flowers yourself, you can find it over on itch, and you can find a direct link to it from the official Remember the Flowers Twitter page. And you can also find a direct link to their Patreon where you can get early access to Build 10, which I already have because I'm one of their Patreons. So yeah, go do that. Go subscribe to them, give them your money. You know you love Remember the Flowers, so why not give them $5 so that you can, get access to, early builds? Come on, you want to. But anyways, I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.